What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this American Gods video review and breakdown. So, I am a huge fan of the American Gods book. I've not really read any of Neil Gaiman's other books personally, but I was drawn to this because of the mythos, and it's essentially, if you don't know what the book is about, or, well, you should know because you've watched the first episode if you're watching this review, there will be minor spoilers, by the way. So, this is about gods coming to America because people have stopped believing in them, so they come to America and hope for a better life, which is essentially what it's all about. It's all about immigrants coming for a better life, which I don't think could be a more apt story in the current day and age, to be honest. So if you're new to the channel, please do click a like, please do subscribe, and also click that bell button to get those notifications. So, American Gods, I was a bit worried when this show was first announced it was on the Starz network. I've not really been a big fan of shows on Starz. I felt them kind of been like a knockoff version of HBO, to be honest, and they've not had, in my opinion, the quality that HBO is known for, because I believe that this show was originally going to be on HBO itself, but it was moved or bought out by Starz. So, to be honest, I was a bit wary with this. We had Ricky Whittle playing Shadow Moon, who in Britain, he is in a very hokey and very not that good soap opera called Hollyoaks, which I am not a fan of one bit. However, in this show, he has completely changed my mind. I thought he did a fantastic stand-up job here playing Shadow Moon. I think that his intensity, his look, everything fits the role of Shadow Moon, and he's done a great job bringing that to screen. However, he was completely helped out by Mr. Wednesday, and the actor who plays him, who was Lovejoy in another British show which I grew up watching. Of course, he was in Deadwood as well, and also he was in Game of Thrones for one episode. I was really hoping that he would be in more episodes of Game of Thrones, but sadly he perished. But we've got him playing Mr. Wednesday here. So the premise of the show starts off pretty simple. Dude wants to get away from prison, but then meets a god on a plane on the way home. Now, I thought that scene was superb. It was one of the most gripping parts of the book and really gripped me as I watched or read the whole book an entire day. And that's a testament to the writing and the premise of the story. Now, interestingly, the part at the start where we saw the Vikings come to America and they get killed by what I presume to be Native Americans, they were not in the original book. They were in the 10th anniversary version of this as a preface, and it was added, and it is a hint towards the origin of the story, where Neil Gaiman was inspired to write the book on a trip to the Nordic countries, which I thought was a pretty neat addition. I personally didn't think that it added much to the story, and to be honest, I thought it confused things a bit, to be honest. I don't think it helped people who hadn't already watched or already read the book. So I think that would confuse people, because I don't know if it's me being thick, but I found the book to be a bit confusing, especially in the later chapters. But this episode is dealing with essentially the first chapters of the book, and we have that crazy scene with Bilquis, aka the Queen of Sheba, where she swallows that man whole. I was wondering how the hell were they going to do that, and this is a sign of the rest of the show to come, as we have different interactions with different gods and how they have come to America and how they are dealing with a current world where people don't believe in God. So we've got one of the standout ones for me was the Djinn later on, which is a genie, which was very harrowing when I read it. I've read that chapter and I felt incredibly depressed after that. But I think that so far the adaptation of it has been superb, I think. I think the acting, the chemistry between our Mr. Wednesday and Shadow Moon is done really well, and it's interesting, and I like the way he doesn't trust him just yet, because, well, it's some random scary dude, and this dude just wants to get home, but but then he sadly finds out that his wife was sucking off his best mate, and the wife of his best mate is not happy, and that fellatio scene in the book is not present here. He declines her advances. Now, what I thought was really cool at the end, we meet the brand new gods. The new gods are technology, media, all that kind of thing, which we'll probably see more as the show goes on. We see Technical Boy, who is the god of, well, technology, as you saw. And I don't know if I remember it in the book. I don't remember him being so kind of aggressive, if that's the right word. He was a lot more aggressive towards Shadow Man. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure you will. He felt a lot more aggressive in this than he did in the books. But I really did enjoy this episode as a whole. It was an hour long, but they had to set the pace and set everything, and it's left on a nice cliffhanger moving forward. What I'm hoping here is to be a bit surprised. I hope things change a bit from the books. I know that the show's creators have been a bit liberal with things as they have so far, and they're being creative with a lot of different parts and aspects. So I'm hoping to be a bit surprised. I hope things maybe change a tad, just so I and the rest of the book readers can be a bit surprised as to what happens, just like The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones, who have changed or gone ahead of the source material. So I'm hoping we get to see Kristen Chenoweth's Easter. She's playing the, well, Easter Bunny, Easter, the embodiment of Easter as well. That's someone I am very looking forward to see in the rest of the show. So let me know what you think of the show in the comments. Please do drop that like, please do subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.